Black Mass is directed by Scott Cooper and stars Johnny Depp as infamous American mobster James Whitey Bulger. It's based on a true story and it focuses on this time period in which he worked as an FBI informant and how this unholy alliance with the feds helped him become one of the most powerful and notorious gangsters in US history. Now, I was really excited about this film. If you are familiar with my channel, I recently did a video about the 5 movies I am most excited to see in September, and Black Mass was one of them. The trailers looked great and it seemed like a solid comeback for Johnny Depp in a more serious role. It got great reviews at film festivals and there's some Oscar buzz around Depp's performance, so that made me even more excited. Now, did this movie live up to my expectation? Yeah, no. I have very mixed feelings about this film. It's not a bad movie in any sense and there are some things in it that I really liked, but overall it was very disappointing to me. Now, let's get this out of the way first. Johnny Depp is excellent as Whitey Bulger. This is one of the most disgusting characters he's ever played. This dude is a sick bastard. He is very intimidating. He kills a lot of people throughout the film. There are more than a couple of intense and bloody moments involving this character, and Johnny Depp knocked it out of the park. He was fantastic in this movie. It is arguably his best work since, I would say, Sweeney Todd. However, maybe this is just me, but his makeup, I found it to be very distracting, and that is one of my main issues with the film. I'm not saying the makeup in this film is terrible. The makeup artists did a wonderful job for this film, and they should be nominated for Oscar. They totally deserve it. The makeup and his performance are both top-notch, but they didn't mesh well together. They sort of nullified each other. At times I was like, wow, Johnny Depp is giving a great performance in this scene, and other times I felt like the makeup is amazing, but it's kind of taking me out of the experience. This is really distracting. Another one of my issues with the film, besides the makeup, is the lack of both character and emotional depth. When the movie opens, we are immediately introduced to Whitey Bulger, who is just a vile human being. He's a psychopath. You don't want to be friends with him. You just want to stay as far away from him as possible. But since the movie doesn't show his early life or his time in Alcatraz or even his later life as a fugitive, we don't get to know why he's the way he is. I mean, it's an open record, so if I go to Wikipedia, I'm sure I can find all that information, but since the movie kind of revolves around this character, I wanted to know more about this man. There are some touching moments in the first act involving his mom and his 6-year-old son. Some of the conversations they have were great, and I thought to myself, okay, this is really interesting. Maybe he's not entirely evil. Maybe there's a reason why he's such an awful human being. But nope, after about 10 minutes, the devil is back again and just continues killing people, so I was like, okay, I guess I shouldn't feel empathy for this dude. There's no solid character development, and that applies to all the other characters as well. They're so flat, so lifeless, and nothing about them draws you into the story. It's a weird feeling because this film has a great supporting cast, including Joel Edgerton, Benedict Cumberbatch, Kevin Bacon, Adam Scott, Dakota Johnson, Peter Sarsgaard. They are great actors, but all these people were very underutilized, partly because the dialogue is uninteresting. There's a lot of conversations and yelling and cursing and some procedural dialogue between FBI agents, Bulger and his crew, and some people who have nothing to do with the investigation. But the entire time I was like, okay, there's a lot of fuck and motherfucker and cocksucker and fuck. But haven't I seen this already in a much better version? And at the end, the story doesn't really go anywhere. It's very anticlimactic, nothing dramatic happens, and when things actually started to get really interesting, the movie jumps forward to like 6 years later. I liked Scott Cooper's direction, I enjoyed the atmospheric cinematography, and the score by Junkie XL is so eerie and very effective at times. All the acting is solid, but the one that stood out the most to me besides Johnny Depp is Julianne Nicholson as Joel Edgerton's character's wife. She adds some dramatic heft to this emotionally hollow story. There is this one tense scene between Bulger and her character, and it's very well done, very creepy, and I thought she was really good despite the fact she doesn't have much screen time. Because 95% of the time, this movie is a total sausage fest. I mean, there are men everywhere, it's about guys doing violent stuff, and her character is the only person in the film you actually care about. But my biggest issue with the film is that I didn't really connect to any of the main characters. I didn't find them charismatic or engaging or particularly likable because they were basically villains. And considering what happens to Bulger in his later life, the storytelling was very generic and played it really safe. It didn't really take any risks, and that was very disappointing to me. So guys, in the end, Black Mass is not bad, but not spectacular. spectacular either. There are some good performances and terrifying moments. Johnny Depp is excellent in it and the makeup artist did a wonderful job, but overall it's a forgettable, flimsy, and by the number biopic, so I'm gonna give Black Mass a B-. I don't think this is an Oscar material. Everybody's saying Johnny Depp should be nominated for Oscar, but I think it's very unlikely. So guys, what are your thoughts on Black Mass? Did you like it? Did you not like it? And what is your favorite Johnny Depp performance? Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.